This is a unique case in many respects, and you can't overstate the fact that it was the agency's position initially that the project shouldn't be permitted because the character and condition of the habitat was so regionally unique that no impact should be allowed, and we didn't prevail. And so the Public Utility Commission, as Catherine explained, set out this process that they thought was appropriate for mitigation. Quite honestly, we didn't agree with it. We didn't want another bear study. We'd already done a bear study. We did an extensive bear research project at Stratton Ski Area to understand the effects of human development on bear behavior. But that was their decision, and so our role in this process after that decision was made was to make sure that we got the best outcome possible for the bears and the public's interests. And so the way the money came into being was, we said, if you're going to do a study, then it has to be done to a certain standard. Otherwise, it won't provide any meaningful guidance to the questions at hand. So you got to use GPS telemetry technology, which is expensive. You can't just stick out strands of barbed wire and collect bear hair snags and make meaningful interpretations about the effect of a project of this scale on a regional population of animals like bears. So it was that sort of led to these other discussions around, okay, well, if that's what we've got to do, what is it going to cost? How do you do that? Because that's become sort of a university research project. Our other position, just, so you have the full understanding of the background of this, is we opposed it. The Public Utility Commission came up with the mitigation requirements. We did not, because our position was you can't mitigate impacts like this on a resource like that. And I lost my train of thought. Where am I going with that?
If you don't allow mitigation, then a thing just can't go forward at all if it can't be avoided and minimized. So then you don't have to even have the fight.
Well, right, but the money became an issue because the Public Utility Commission needed to understand what's it going to cost to do the research project, what's it going to cost to conserve this habitat. We didn't want the public agency having to be responsible for making up for what seemed like the responsibility of the developer, but it just took so long and was so complicated to get the study design correct, to figure out where you got good areas for habitat compensation, that it made more sense for the department to insert itself into the process and provide more guidance and oversight.
I'll be very brief because I know you're trying to move on. I think in the absence of mitigation, the Act 250 folks would be in a position of deciding, do we deny this project outright that has already made every effort they can make to avoid and minimize the impact, or do we let it go with no additional compensation or offsets? So I'm not sure they would necessarily always deny. It's a big deal for them to actually deny and block a project altogether. So they'd be faced with that balancing choice. Thank you.
Right.